All right, let's break this down right now. And joining me is Law and Crime trial analyst Andell Brown. Good morning to you, Andell.
Good morning, Jesse.
Okay, so one of the interesting things about this case is the defense didn't provide an opening statement, and we just heard a very powerful opening statement from the prosecution. What did you make of that?
Well, what I made of what I saw, Jesse, was that the defense does not seem to be very engaged or passionate in this case. And I don't want to cast aspersions on another attorney. It's just that even their explanation and the little facts that they did state seem more of a, here's the jury instructions, here's some options for you to consider. There was no strong statement that their client is not guilty. It seems like they're phoning it in.
The idea, though, their defense, what seemingly was, is that Laura and Yesenia had an agreement that Laura would give up her baby. When that didn't go so well, she took out a gun to threaten her, and the gun accidentally went off. She didn't intentionally, she didn't want to kill her. Is that an effective defense, in your opinion?
Not in this case. The facts really don't support that at all. There's numerous messages between the two of them on WhatsApp. There's no talk of them of giving up a baby. Laura prepared a room for the child in her home. There was
Andell, I think we might be losing you.
Really,
oh wait, I think you're back.
There's nothing there indicates that.
Andell, you know what, Andell, I'm sorry. I think you're breaking up a little bit. Hopefully we can fix it up in our little break right now. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to play you the emotional testimony from Laura Abarca's mother. We'll be right back. Few things to note there. So first of all, this witness has a translator. You clearly see that. And what are we learning the content of that testimony? That Yesenia Sesmas wanted to make sure that the victim didn't have security at her home, in her apartment complex. And more importantly, she asked for the baby but was denied. Let's continue on with its testimony about, remember, the defense's argument was that Laura and Yesenia had an agreement that Laura would give her baby to Yesenia. Is that really what happened? Let's see what the mother of Laura had to say.
And did she bring these gifts home and set up a home ready for a child?
Entonces ella usó de esos regalos para preparar el hogar para la niña.
Sí, parte de eso y parte de que ella compró.
Yes, part from that and part
que le regalaron en su trabajo también. Muchas amigas le regalaron.
Apart from what she bought as well. She also got some gifts from work. A lot of her work friends had gifted her some clothing.
So friends and family gave her a shower. Friends from work gave her gifts. And you're saying she,
correcto.
Yes, correct.
And she also bought things for herself, for her baby.
Mucho.
Oh, a
ella
lot.
compró demasiado.
She bought way too much.
Had she waited a while for this baby?
Ella esperaba con anhelo.
Oh, con mucho amor a su hija. Con mucho amor.
With
Su
so much
primera hija.
love for her daughter, her first daughter.
Era una locura de Laura.
She was crazy about it.
Yo viví los 9 meses.
I saw her during those 9 months.
At any point from the time Laura found out she was pregnant till the day she brought Sophia home, till the day she died, did Laura ever express to you a desire to give her baby to another woman to be raised as that woman's child?
¿Cómo cree que va a hacer eso mi hija? Si mi hija la preparó, se preparó, le compró un seguro de vida a su hija, le daba pecho. ¿Cómo es posible? ¿Cómo es posible eso?
How could you believe my daughter could do that? She bought a life insurance policy for her daughter. She breastfed her. How would that even be possible?
Le daba pecho. ¿Cómo?
So Andell, sure doesn't seem like Laura Abarca was going to give up her baby.
There's not a lot of evidence to support that, Jesse, and as a matter of fact, I haven't heard any at all that seems to suggest that Laura Abarca was going to give up her baby. She was preparing for the child to come. She shared the news with family and friends. There was a place in the home prepared. She even took out a life insurance policy on the child that hadn't been there yet. And I think that's something, an extraordinary step. It indicates that she intended to keep that baby.
When you have such strong evidence like this, the question becomes, why did her defense team, or that's not really their decision, it's her decision, why did they opt to go to trial for here?
Well, in a lot of cases like this, Jesse, you really don't have the option as a defense team because the state is not offering any type of plea deal. If the plea deal is, life imprisonment or just plead guilty and you're going to be looking at the death penalty, depending on the state, the defense has no reason to accept that plea. They kind of have to go to trial, and it's a very easy decision to make because there's nothing to lose.
But would there have been a way to argue that, look, she just had a miscarriage, she wasn't thinking straight, her reactions, what was going on, her emotions, she wasn't acting rationally? Would that have been a way to really target the defense, really a way for them, that would have been a defense to go?
Well, what you're looking at there, Jesse, is mitigation. You're hoping that the prosecution will take that into account and offer you a lighter sentence. However, it's not going to rise to the level of not guilty by reason of insanity or any other legal defense that's going to lead you with an acquittal. So really, that's all they had to argue.
It's a very interesting case, and we're going to cover it more after our next break, but that's not the only thing that we're covering, because when we come back, we have our special program, Law and Mediate. We'll be right back.
We see the two individuals on the bed, so I point my weapon at them, give them verbal commands not to move, and then to show me their hands. At that point, our objective was to recover the child.
Okay, luckily the baby was rescued. Now it becomes a question, what happened here? And I want to move into Detective Jose Ortiz-Vivas from the Dallas Police Department, who actually interviewed the defendant and tried to make sense of this whole ordeal. Take a look.
And did she tell you why she kept it to herself and his apartment?
I don't remember exactly if she said.
If I could direct your attention to page 23.
She's pretty much like she didn't tell anyone. She didn't want to tell anyone because her boyfriend was kind of like excited about having a child.
Did she tell you that she formulated a plan on how to avoid telling you?
Correct.
What did she tell you?
Pretty much she said that she was faking pregnancy. Pretty much saying that she was, they asked her how she was doing that. She said that, well, she kept eating a lot of bread and sodas in order for her to keep kind of her belly, and said that she was still pregnant. Yes, I asked her if you didn't know that she was playing or not, how did you then come to know what she really was going to give you the baby? Her response was, well, I don't know, but because she didn't like children, when she would have them, she aborted them, and I would ask her why she got pregnant if she didn't want them.
Okay, I'm back here with Andell Brown. Andell, we can't forget the fact that Yesenia Sesmas was an illegal immigrant, and in fact, the summer before this killing, she was arrested for threatening a woman and trying to hold the woman's daughters for ransom. She was released from custody because of some sort of mix-up. I'm still not sure how this could have happened. Can you explain this?
Well, obviously in the criminal justice system, hundreds, sometimes thousands of cases being processed at the same time. Perhaps because of her illegal immigrant status, they did not have the proper background information. She was mixed up with another inmate and released.
So how do we prevent that from happening in the future? Because if you have, it's horrible enough to hear about the killing, but to think about the fact that she wasn't even supposed to be here and she could have been in custody, how do we prevent this?
Well, I think there are a number of ways of doing it. It revolves around being able to identify who we have in custody, match those records. We have the NCIC. We have numerous other means that many jails use. It's not a common occurrence to mix up two people and release the wrong person. And, you know, from another angle, I think a lot of people will look at whether local law enforcement cooperates with ICE and the National Immigration Center on releasing.
Yeah. Okay. Andell, let's come out, and because I think we're having some audio issues there, we're going to fix it on our end. But here's the thing: we're going to now move more into a discussion with, again, Detective Jose Ortiz-Vivas from the Dallas Police Department, where he's speaking to the defendant, and she's talking about this confession, but how the murder was an accident. Let's see.
It was not genetically.
Correct.
And after that, what did the defendant say that she did?
Do you have a page I can refer to?
Page 109.
Yeah, that's when she grabbed the pistol or the gun and then pointed at her. And that she moved. She said when she moved or pushed her, she looks like hit her in the forehead.
So the defendant said that she grabbed the pistol, pointed it at Laura.
Correct.
And then that Laura moved, and the defendant pushed her, and when she pushed her, she hit her in the forehead.
Correct.